What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a hot minute, but work and my own books have kind of kept me busy, and I've had to take a step back for a minute. But rest assured, we are back today with another author interview. Today we have Mariah Stillbrook here to talk about, well, just about everything. Some of the old books, some of the new books, writing habits. When we talk, who knows what we're going to get into? She's a fellow Iowa native, so there's always something to gossip about. But without further ado, Mariah, welcome.
Hello. Glad to be here. Thank you, Matt.
Yes, thank you for making the time. For those who don't know you, why don't you introduce yourself a little bit?
Okay, well, I am Mariah Stillbrook, and I call myself a witchy storyteller because most of everything, if not everything I write, is magical. I just tend to write different genres. So, witchy storyteller kind of covers it all.
I would say so, yeah, because every one of your books has had maybe not fully witchy elements, but there's been little tidbits in every single one that can kind of tie them all back to you. At least so I think. That kind of runs into my first question though, because you've written across several genres. Which would you say has been your favorite so far? Which have you had the most fun with?
Horror. I was raised I was raised as an only child because my brother and sister are 10 and 13 years older than me.
Right.
And my sister was the first one to show me Lost Boys before I probably should have seen it, but still my favorite movie of all time. And my brother left on Night of the Living Dead when I was like 6 or something. I've always loved it.
Right. That definitely helps though, because I don't know, sometimes people go into writing genres and they know absolutely nothing about it. And you can kind of tell like they did a lot of research, but it's still that passion doesn't quite seep through. And then when you came out with Hall of Shadows, that definitely shined through because you could tell that basically, for lack of a better term, you're a horror junkie.
A
That's
little
what you love, you know.
bit.
Um, now that your full Erwain trilogy is out, and if you guys haven't read that, you need to. Um, is there anything that you would approach differently if you were writing the books again?
I don't think so. I am neurodivergent, not diagnosed because I was born in 1980, but definitely fit all the boxes. And I don't really say that a lot to my readers, but I did have in one of my book reviews, someone said they appreciated the neurodivergence included into it. So I think people associate Michaela Wood, who is the main character of that, as being
Right.
neurodivergent, which she probably is because I wrote her. So I may have added in a little bit more of that, just exaggerated it a little more, because I think there's a lot of us out there who relate to that. But other than that, that story came to me in a certain way that could have been written anytime, I think,
Right.
any year. So not really, I guess.
Yeah, because I'd always wondered, and I'd forgotten to ask that the last time we talked. Because with that question, it's like, was it inspired by a certain time in your life? And if so, if you didn't experience that, would you still have written it? Kind of
It
thing,
was inspired. It was
Okay.
inspired, at the time, I was going through, 10 years of infertility, and now I have a beautiful 6-year-old. But at the time, it was very emotional,
Right.
and I needed something quirky and happy, and so that Narnia world kind of came into me.
Right.
And, yeah, that's where it kind of came from. I needed that quirkiness.
People will be surprised just how much writing can do multiple things for you, not only your mental health, but sometimes just in general, your life can just put a different spin on it, and it can help you cope with multiple things that you may not even know that you need to kind of fix. So that's why I love it. But um, would you say that you're more of a plotter or a pantser, and has that kind of changed for you over time? Do you think?
Definitely started out as a pantser. I am now what I call a plantser, or whatever we call it when we're a little mash of both, a little hybrid.
Right.
Hall of Shadows, actually, I plotted because if you haven't read that, it's a cursed deck of oracle cards that opens up into 13 dimensions of shadow work. So there's 13 different dimensions. I had to plot it out, coinciding with each tarot oracle card.
Right.
So I kind of got, I wouldn't say a love for plotting from that, but I saw how much faster I wrote. So I kind of do a little bit of both, but to be quite honest, the plotting is all in here. Yeah, I've got a bit of a photographic memory, so I remember everything I think of, and it just stays in there, and it does kind of list itself down. Do I write down that outline? I really don't.
Nope.
I've tried. I don't like it. It's a waste of my time.
I wish I had your memory then, because I learned the hard way, and it wasn't even that like I lost track of my plot. It was more of, wait, what was that character's name? What was, and then I had to scroll all the way back, 10, 20, 30 pages. And I'm like, look, I think you need to at least start writing character names down and place names down, because otherwise it's just going to be a headache.
Yeah, I actually, for the one I just finished writing a couple months back, it's got a cast list I made for myself. And that was super beneficial to go back to and look at, because it had the ages and the characters, because there was a lot of characters in this book.
Right.
So that was very beneficial. I don't think I would have made it without it.
Well, that's like mine and Vicky's book, because it's a paranormal crime. So it's about a cop who can see and talk to spirits, and he has to help them with whatever's holding them here to help them to cross over and stuff. And she's like, oh, I know what I'm going to say. And I'm like, we should still write it down. Mm-hmm. She's like, oh yeah. I'm like, cause look, we've got our main characters, and then you've got these 14 or 15 ghosts that I'm supposed to help, and their names and their ages and their cases and how they tie in. And look, I can remember some things, but that's a little too much for me.
That's really cool. Also, yes, you have to, especially if you're writing with somebody else, right. You have to write the stuff down, because it's like we're so used to what's in our brain.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's definitely been an experience, but it's been a great one. We're having a lot of fun with it. We just started book 2, so as of right now, 2028 book 1 will be out. So maybe November, I think. I can't quite remember. But I digress. Enough about my crap. If you could have dinner with a character from any of your books, anything, even ones that aren't out yet, who would you choose and why?
Oh, it would have to be somebody from Hall of Shadows. I think I'd want to sit down with Cage in Hall of Shadows, who is like, I don't know what we'd call him. He doesn't really define himself in that, but the whole time, Tess, the main character in that book, is wondering if he is the devil.
Right.
Because he has this like dark energy about him kind of thing that's very reminiscent of like a fallen angel feel to him. But he's super cool, and I would love to sit down and split some tapas with him, man. Oh my gosh.
And I've asked that question to somebody before, and they're like, I don't think I can answer that. And I was like, why not? They're like, because I'd have to say all of them. I'm like, well, that's not fair. You gotta.
I don't want to get all my characters together. I'm worried about that.
Man, if we, I don't know. Well, mine might work because they're all cops, so that might work. I don't know though. Yeah, that's. What would you say fuels your imagination when you write?
Oh my goodness, I don't know. Things just, sometimes I just feel like a vessel, because things just like land in me.
Right.
Otherwise, I'm just daydreaming, or when I'm working out, I get a lot of ideas. They just kind of all come to me all at once. And I work out a lot, so this is full. But like, also as a daydreamer, I'll just kind of zonk out, and what I'm seeing before me turns into a story, and I can write anything from it. I don't know. I just have a very active imagination.
Yeah, I've seen you post pictures of the views that you write from, and I'm pretty sure if I was writing there, I'd probably have like 40 books done by now.
Yeah, it helps.
Because that's my jam. Like, it just looks so peaceful. I'm like, I just want to open the picture and step in and start writing. Like, I'm like,
yeah.
Peaceful. Inclusivity with the LGBTQ plus community is a big representation in your books. What makes that such a priority for you, and to have that representation throughout?
I almost get emotional on this subject, because as someone born in 1980, where it was a time where, when I was a teenager, I mean, I didn't come out till I was like 30. Right. So like when I was a teenager, I still didn't feel safe to come out. Everything I read was straight as it gets. There was no queer literature. So I think it's really, really, really important to include that. Not just because I'm part of the community, but there needs to be more. It's just like every time I read a queer book, whether it's adult or young adult, I'm like, why didn't I have this when my brain was growing?
Right.
Why couldn't I have this acceptance? And just, I mean, my dream is for nobody to be like, that's a queer book, that's a straight book, just a book.
A book.
And it has the characters in it who are queer, straight, whatever, because we're all connected. And I don't like that we have to be in separate little groups, you know, all the time.
Right.
But I'm more of a let's all come together kind of person. So yeah, like before it was even a huge thing, I was writing my characters as pan because I was pan even before I'd come out of the closet. That was starting to come out of me that way.
Yeah, and when I talked to Diane for the company, you know, we had the same conversation because back then though it was kind of still frowned upon to be like any sort of anything but straight. You know, you couldn't really had to be tight-lipped about it. You couldn't really say anything because if somebody found out, it was ridiculed and everything went downhill. Which I'm glad we are where we are now.
Yeah,
we'll just say that we still have a little bit to go.
Yeah, for sure. We have a long ways to go, but
it's better.
It's way better.
Yeah. I don't know if you have a big chance to read, you know, with a little one and with writing all your own books, but who have been or are some of your favorite authors to read?
Obviously, we're going to go down the horror route. Robert M. McCammon is probably one of my very favorite authors. I recently just read a V.E. Schwab book for the first time, if I said that correctly. And I absolutely enjoyed that. But yeah, I'd say Swan Song is my number one. I read a bit of Rachel Harrison. I'm kind of trying to take a look at my bookshelf because I've got a lot of favorites, and obviously Grady Hendrix. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because I'll be honest, I don't even have time to read anymore. I bought Vicky Ann's books, her Alex McKenna series, and I was joking with her the other day. I said, you know, I bought all your books. She's like, oh, you did? I was like, yeah. I was like, but they've been sitting in the closet for like 7 months. I was like, you know, between writing our books and then, you know, I literally work on books for a living. I don't have much time to read. And then I text her the next week and I said, you know, it's kind of funny. I bought your books. My girlfriend's reading them before me. I was like, she came to me. She's like, oh, I need something new to read, babe. I'm like, huh? She's like, I need something new to read. I was like, well, go in the closet. There's a box in there that I haven't gotten to yet. I was like, you might as just go pick something. Like there's plenty of stuff in there.
So, Vicky's books are fun.
Yeah. And she's got another one coming out. The Daughters of Magic, I believe.
That sounds right up my alley.
I can't remember I think that's the name.
Yeah.
But yeah, hers definitely fun. Outside of writing, what would you say are some of your go-to hobbies?
Oh, I definitely work out a lot inside and preferably outside. Spent a lot. We didn't actually take any trips this year. We stayed in Colorado and we just hiked our little butts off. It's right in our backyard. So that's probably my favorite thing is just to get out there on the trails. I also obviously do read a lot when I can find the time to do it. And spending time with my little one is top priority. I took a writing break this summer so I could just be with her. So yeah. That's pretty much it. That's about all there's time for.
I was just saying, between a family and writing your own book, you're like, I got to pick one thing that I know I can do that we can all do, so that way, you know, we can actually make time for it.
Yeah.
Now we've come to the fun part. I want to talk about some of your new projects.
Okay.
Because all the questions before have been about, you know, your previous publications. I want to talk about some of the new things. What do you have going on at this very moment that's exciting and new?
Some exciting news. I have my new horror, Betsy, which is a 90s horror, is going to come out next year, tentatively July 2027, but it may the month may move around a little bit. It's with a queer Australian press called Slashic Horror Press. So I'm pretty excited to see what's coming. This book means a lot to me because it's actually, and you'll like this, Matt, because you're from Iowa. It's the first book I've ever written that is set in my hometown.
Oh,
I've renamed the town, but it's a Southeast Iowa corner town. And it's a lot like what we just talked about. It's my character, Roxy, is a closeted lesbian. And I wanted to write it in the 90s because I wanted to show what it was like to be like an 18-year-old girl or person growing up in that time period where it was still it was getting safer to be who you were, but it was still scary. So, and also it's about a possessed mannequin.
That's just creepy. Oh, those things already give me the heebie-jeebies, and now you had.
I'm super excited. I had so much fun writing this book. It's called Betsy. That's a mannequin's name. So that one's coming out. I've also written another horror called Camp Runaway, which is, and that one's in the quarry trenches right now. My process is to kind of start with the quarry trenches, then I get sad, and then I start looking at small presses. But I just started quarrying that one, so let's cross our fingers. But that one is about this chick named Romy who's she's gotten herself into quite a pickle with the mob. So she's trying to get out of the country, and there's this drama that happens with her sister who looks just like her. And so she takes her identity and her invitation to this reality show called Camp Runaway. But when she gets there, she starts wondering if there's even any film in the cameras. It's horrifyingly funny, a queer cast. I'm really excited about it.
That sounds like a lot of fun. You are also writing a book with our friend Diane Bayless, author of Superficial and Does Love Always Win. Can you tell us a little bit about that one?
I'm super excited about this project. Diane actually came out to Colorado a few weeks ago, and we plotted it. We drew the silliest map. If I had it, I'd show it to you. But yeah, it's going to be a magical realism sapphic rom-com. I'm grumpy. She's sunshine. So it's super fun. We're writing our chapters back and forth, dual point of view. Her character has some car trouble and ends up in this weird village in the forest, and she can't quite figure out what's going on. It definitely seems magical, kind of fairy tale-ish. The people are all a little odd, and it's a mystery as to why she's there and what's going on.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
We're having so much fun with it.
Yeah, because I saw that you guys were writing that, and I was like, I have to ask about that today. Because you both have great books, but I was like, if they're coming together for a book, we're gonna have something big, because this is, you put both minds together, I think we're in trouble. We're gonna have a good book.
Yeah, Diane and I clicked really fast. Our books with CJM came out the same. I think we were in the same group of 2023. So yeah, she helped me a lot with a lot of questions because I am kind of a shy individual and don't always reach out when I need to. And she was very welcoming. So we clicked and we both agreed. Something about our books are very different, but we have kind of the same voice. So we talked about it for years. Maybe someday we should write a book together. And then all of a sudden we had this idea. So
I mean, that's kind of the opposite of what mine went. I was just like, when I started writing, I was like, okay, I have a writing bucket list.
Yeah.
Just things I want to do before I'm done. Because I was like, I'm not doing this to make a bunch of money. I'm not doing it to sell a bunch of books. It's just something that I like to do and just want to see what happens. And I was like, well, first book's been published. I got published in anthologies. I was like, what's next? I was like, oh, co-author. I was like, huh. It's like, but who am I going to ask? Because you have to be able to, one, get along with that person, but two, you have to know that you can write together. So being similar. And so I went down my list and I'm like, I had this idea for this book and I was like, well, it's paranormal. So let me ask Vicky, because Vicky and I are friends. And I was like, I think this would work. Sure enough, here we are. Book one's done. We're starting book two and we've been signed for all three.
And that's such a good idea because the Alex McKenna series is like
Yes.
investigative and you're writing cops. So I
Yeah,
can't wait. I can't wait. That's going to be awesome.
it is because also so it's set in the 70s, early 80s, in basically the Pacific Northwest, I think is what you would call Oregon,
Yeah.
I think. So yeah, like very, and our main character starts off in New York, comes from New York and comes to this very small town in Oregon and decides I need to change of pace. I'm tired of all this hustle and bustle and cases that never end. And little did he know when he moved that, his paranormal cases would triple compared to what he's got. Um, it's been a lot of fun. I tell you what, though, it was, we were crunched on the first book because we knew Jean wanted it, but we didn't know quite how soon we had to get it to her. And then she's like, "Oh, can you get it to me by June?" And we're like, "It's almost May. Sure." So we did. It's like, but I think people are gonna like it. It's people who have read it have said they can tell. Some people were like they can't even tell that Vicky even wrote anything.
Really?
Yeah, Jean has said like it's my all she hears is my voice, and I was like, well, I didn't write everything. We both wrote just about half ish.
Very
So I
cool.
was like, listen, I don't know. One thing that I want to know is when you're writing, do you have music on, or do you TV show, or do you have to have it pretty quiet?
I used to write with TV on before I had a kiddo. I would just put on movies that I knew, a lot of times horror movies, just in the background,
Right.
and I didn't pay attention to them. But now I kind of like complete silence because I'm used to a little child making noise all the time. So when I write, I'm kind of like, and I love to read and write outside. So
Right.
as long as the weather is good.
Yeah, that's just like here. Like you're from close to where I live, and so like if you don't like it, wait 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
We've had these past probably 3 days from like 2 a.m. to like 10 a.m. just the most severe and loud thunderstorms and rainstorms you could possibly have. And then the afternoon it stops. And then 12 o'clock it starts again. I'm just like, can we have a break? Like I
It's
just
been similar
want
here,
sunshine.
actually. Yeah, we get monsoons here. It's super fun.
I thought so. My apartment building, my window faces the next building, so you've got that little corridor in between. And I swear to you, yesterday I thought the hail was going to smash my window. I was just sitting, laying here, and I'm like, like,
I don't even remember hail when I lived in Iowa. Like, I didn't see a lot of hail till I moved to Colorado, I don't think.
I'll tell you one thing: it is getting more and more frequent.
Mm.
The super high winds are getting more and more frequent. Like there's a row of trees behind my garage, and that snaps almost every other storm.
Oh my gosh.
It's getting crazy. Anyway, we could chat forever. Um, one other thing, have you had any books recently that you've started, but for whatever reason you decided no, I don't think this is it, and you just completely stopped working on it?
Um, I sort of. So I'm also writing literary right now. There's one in the Corey Trenches I have. Um, called In His Library, and it's kind of a sapphic speculative fiction. Um, so I also I'm currently writing one called Out of the Wallpaper that has to do with like the yellow wallpaper. It's going to be a dual point of view with like the present day woman and a woman in the past
Ooh,
who's actually on the rest cure, and they magically meet through correspondence. Um, so they're going to be talking for a while, and I'm going to actually have things come full circle in a magical way, of course.
of
But
course.
that one just spoke to me a little louder. But there's one, I'm going to answer this question, I promise, called Exist. that I really can't wait to write, but I don't think I'm quite ready to write it. It's going to be heavy, also typical Mariah humor in there to kind of, 90s kid here. Let's cover up our pain with some jokes.
Right.
But yeah, it's we were all like that.
I know it all too well.
So, but it's about a woman who's pretty much lost everything, who has to start from scratch, and she is a roller derbyist, or was in her younger years, and she ends up, it's kind of like that book slash movie Wild, where I forget her name. It's like Cheryl Strode. I don't want to butcher that. I have mad respect for that author, but she wrote a book about hiking and this journey, and this woman who kind of is starting over also.
Right.
It's very similar, but way different, of course, right? And she's actually going to end up taking her roller skates instead of like hiking a journey or biking a journey. She's going to end up kind of roller skating miles upon miles and finding herself. It's got a lot of themes in it, and I'm really excited to write it. I think it's going to be really, really great and important. I'm like, I'm already 45, but I feel like maybe I need a couple more years before I'm ready to write it.
Right. Yeah, I can't say that I've experienced anything like that, but there's a couple people that I've talked to that they're like, yeah, I have this idea, but I feel like I need some more experience under my belt, or I need to heal from something, and then maybe I can write it, because it has to do with a few things that you've endured, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, this has a lot of my crap in it. All of my shadows I've tackled, but I want to write about them because I know everybody else has experienced these things, and people need to learn it's okay to exist. We can live in our pain for a little bit. We're supposed to. It's human. Right. We're just so used to running away from it and calling it a trigger and never paying it attention again, which I don't believe in. I believe in facing our fears and tackling those things so that we can enjoy the life, but we have to get there, and getting there to exist, you have to go through an incredible journey.
Sure do, believe me.
And I think what you said really has roots. Like, I have some healing to do still before I can write this piece.
Yeah, and I think that just lends itself to, I don't want to say smartness, but more of like intuitive writing. Because you're like, look, I could write this right now, but I think if I wait and take care of some things, that the passion will come through more when it's actually done and when I'm ready to write it. And that's what I love about your books, though, because you don't hesitate to be like, no, this is what I'm feeling, this is what we're doing, and to explore all avenues and not just be like, okay, it's got to go this direction. You're like, could go that way, and we could just take this, right around the curve. And it's refreshing, because there's not many people that are like, oh, I gotta watch what I say, I can't represent this in my books, I can't, to hell with
it
that.
Is also harder to find an agent when you're real.
It is, trust me, and I'll never find one.
I'm wondering if I ever will. I'm a little weird, but you know what? I don't want to change my writing because I've thought about it. I could very easily write a book that would probably get me an agent, but then I would be expected to write like that, and that's not who I am.
Yeah, like, why? You don't need to change just to, like, I was telling somebody else, I'm like, if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. Don't change your voice. Don't change anything just to get an agent. I mean, if you don't have an agent, oh well. Like, keep writing what you want to write, what makes you feel good, what you think reaches other people, what you think other people need to know. And eventually, if it's meant to be, it'll come to you. If not, keep on keeping on. It's not like it's the end of the world. You're finding good presses to be published with, and there's tons of other ones that would love to have something that you're writing. So, before we end off, do you have any signings or anything coming up that you want to share with people?
I do. I actually am really excited. So there's this if you're in Colorado Springs right now, listen, or in the surrounding areas, There's going to be another book bash this weekend. Sorry, I'm dyslexic. Sometimes I have trouble with this many B's. Base Camp Books and Adventure. There we go. They are throwing a little book bash this Sunday. It's going to start at noon, go till 4, maybe later, maybe till 6. It kind of depends on what kind of crowd we get.
Right.
It's completely free to attend. There's going to be authors, local authors, vendors, and food trucks. So if you're in the area, there's going to be, and if you were at Book Bash last week, I know at least a few of those authors are going to be there this week, along with some different ones. So it's going to be a really good time. And I will, of course, have witchy swag and magical stories at my table.
Of course. To be expected, honestly.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for taking some time to talk to me today. It's always
Yes.
fun when we get together and can chat about what's going on. I will leave all of Mariah's socials in the description of the video, so you can find all of her books, which I highly suggest you go read because you will like them. They may not be your genre because they weren't mine, but I'll tell you what, you'll like them anyway. Just gonna be honest about it.
Thank you, Matt.
Of course, of course. I always love helping other authors who have helped me along the way, and kind of, we come from a group of, let's just help each other. We're not writing the same thing. We're all trying to sell, but who cares about the sale? Let's make sure we all succeed and get to where we need to be. It's not, I always tell people, it's not just one giant competition. It's not everybody for themselves. Like if one of us succeed, all of us can succeed because we can help each other and pass on the tips and do things like this and kind of help promote where we can. So.
Super important in this industry.
Exactly. If you guys enjoyed today's interview, be sure to like this video and subscribe to help me grow it, to have more wonderful authors on the channel. With that being said, Mariah, thank you so much and have a great rest of your day.
You too. Thanks.